Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly reading, and I am one day late, so sorry about that, but I've had a cold and geez, there's been a lot going on as well. But anyway, this is for the week of June the 12th through to the 18th, and I'll talk about the astrology as I normally do. So for this week, lots of different things. One of the main things that stands out to me when I look at the astrology is that the Sun in Gemini will make an opposition to Saturn in Sagittarius. So this is going to affect the mutable signs the most. So the mutable signs are Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces and Virgo. And in particular, if you have anything, if you know your astrology chart and you have anything around, say, 23 to 25 degrees of a mutable sign, you're going to feel that tension between what you want to do and what you need to do. So it's sort of a struggle between, or a tension between, you know, your core personality needs and, you know, perhaps wanting to have a bit more freedom in what you're doing with your life in general and where you're at with your life right now, and having to deal with Saturn, which is the restriction of life on Earth, dealing with this reality, having responsibilities and having to face challenges and having to work hard. So for this week, those signs are going to feel that the most. But if you are a mutable sign, you know, say, if you don't know your chart, it makes it a little bit difficult. But if you do know, say you're a Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces or Virgo Sun, if you're born at the beginning of that sign, you're probably not going to feel it, or the middle, probably not going to feel it as much. But then again, if you don't know your rising or your moon sign and it's in a mutable sign around the degrees I mentioned, then you could be feeling it. So it's always good to know your chart. And most people that follow me have some awareness of their astrology. So that's, you know, something to be aware of if you don't already know, to look into your chart. And you can actually, I'll just mention, get a free chart drawn up for yourself at astrodance.com. So you go to www.astro.com. I'm not affiliated with that site in any way, but I do love that site and I use that site for, you know, looking at charts and so forth. It's a good site where you can sign up for free and put your details in, and it'll give you a free chart so you can see all your placements. Anyway, on to the rest of the astrology for the week. Venus is now in Taurus, which is really great, and I think I mentioned it last week. I hope I did. It moved into Taurus last week, and Venus is, you know, in its home sign when it's in Taurus, so that's a good energy for love, for finances, for appreciation and gratitude for the simple things in life. You know, if you are a Taurus or if you have strong Taurus energy in your chart, you'll understand what it's like to be able to appreciate the simple things in life and really savor and get so much out of those simple things. So, you know, that is a good energy to enjoy at the moment, whether it's just enjoying a nice cup of tea or coffee, or sitting in the sunshine and appreciating the beauty of nature around you, appreciating art and the beauty of art and artworks, or even doing something creative at this time, because the energy is very positive while Venus is in its home sign of Taurus. And also Venus right now is also making this week a sextile aspect, which is a harmonious aspect to planet Mars. Now, Mars is in Cancer, as I mentioned, next week. Not the best sign for Mars, but that said, you know, it could be a case of, you know, for some people, things at home might be quite good this week, a bit better than it was last week maybe, or the week before, with family situations. There may have been tension before, but maybe things feel a little bit more calm this week with that positive aspect of Venus to Mars. And also, you know, for some people, it's going to be about realizing their own value and what you value. That's what Taurus is about. And with Venus in Taurus, you may have realizations about what it is that you truly value in your life and how important that is to you. So could be having some realizations. Also, Mercury is trining with Jupiter this week. So again, I mentioned realizations. Well, this is a good aspect to bring out a lot of higher awareness, realizations about your life again, and learning about spirituality, about just anything to do with information, sharing information, and expanding your mind as well in a positive way. So for some people, that might be wanting to take on a new course or thinking outside the box in some way and getting answers to problems that are showing up in your life. And answers can come this week because of that positive aspect between Mercury and Jupiter. It's a trine aspect, so it's a very nice one. So that can bring a bit of hope and positivity. And also, I did mention last week that Jupiter is now direct, so really great for the Sagittarians, but also good for everybody. There's a sense of momentum moving forward now, and a bit more faith and renewal of faith in your life. Now, that said, the Sun opposite Saturn could make it feel a little bit difficult this week in that sense of dealing with reality. And, you know, if you work a 9 to 5, or if you're, you know, stuck in a routine where you have responsibilities and you feel the heaviness of that, you could feel that, especially, again, as I said, if you're a mutable sign this week, you could feel that quite a bit. But another thing is Neptune goes retrograde this week. That was the last thing I was going to mention. So Friday the 16th, depends where you are in the world, 16th, 17th, Neptune goes retrograde. So when a planet goes retrograde, the energies tend to turn within. So with Neptune, it's a planet of spirituality, things that you do behind the scenes, creativity, the subconscious mind, you know, the collective unconscious. And so when Neptune goes retrograde, all this energy that is a very spiritual energy tends to sort of percolate more on a more subtle level within the self. And some astrologers say that when Neptune goes retrograde, there can be a propensity for you know, health issues to flare up, or in a collective way there could be, you know, pandemics and things like that. Could be possibility. It'll be interesting to see, but I'm not 100% sold on that idea, though. You never know, and I could see why they think that. But I would say on an individual level, yes, when Neptune goes retrograde, you are a bit more sensitive, so look after your own health on an individual level. So I would say that for sure. Anyway, so this week I've got 3 decks, which if you saw my Instagram post, I listed the decks, but these decks, not desk, oh my gosh, the Angel Reading Cards by Debbie Malone, which is these ones here. I'm going to pull one card, and I will also list these in the description box so you know which ones they are. I really like these ones, so I'm just going to pull one from each of these decks, and I'm drawn to the back here, so which one is it? Oh, it's this one here, I feel. Okay. Always can tell how I pick. Everyone does it, you know, does it differently when they read cards, but for me personally, when I am tuning in to picking a card, I sense the energy, where the energy feels strongest to me, and sometimes I get like a little pulse or a little you know, feeling, and that one's giving me that energy. Sometimes there's like this is just what I do, so everyone's different, but I just feel, give them a shuffle. Oops, and if one flips over, which I won't show what it is yet in case you already saw it, you might have already saw it, but that one flipped itself over out of the Mermaid deck. So when I get one, like a flipping card, if you do tarot, you know this, or if you read oracle cards, you know this, when they flip over like that, it's quite significant. So anyway, let's see, hopefully there's not too much glare happening. Alright. Oh, okay, interesting. Angel of Release. Okay. Well, could relate to the Neptune going retrograde, a time to let go of, in some aspect of your life, something that maybe feels like you've been trying to get control of a situation, but it feels like it hasn't been happening. Maybe you've been wanting something to manifest, but you feel like it's not happening. It's saying it's time to let go of this and just really, truly release it in faith. You know, Jupiter is direct now, so in faith and knowing that what is for you, you cannot miss out on. You know, what is meant to be for your life, you cannot miss out on, that you will find that. Some of the balloons that I'm drawn to, well, one says believe, the other one says love and stress. So for some people, this is about letting go of stresses, and sometimes when you do want something really bad, it can cause stress, especially now with Venus in Taurus. It's a strong desire nature. You know, Venus in Taurus wants what it wants, and it can be pretty stubborn about it. So it's a message about saying, yes, you know, the universe and your guides and angels know what you want, and, you know, speak to them about it, but also release it, because as you hold on, you are pushing it away. As you hold on to the idea of, I want this so much, it's not going to manifest. It just naturally will be blocked because of that. And it's amazing how many times I've read for people where once they let go of the obsessive seeking after something, it always will manifest. It's always the case, and I've heard that so many times from people. So a message there to take heed of. This is a good card. So this is from the Flower Therapy Oracle Cards by Doreen. It says New Beginnings. I really like that. It's a Banksia. Take this as an opportunity to rise from the ashes stronger and more determined. Alright, so there's some kind of new start for some people this week. And let me just tune into this and see what else I'm getting. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is something didn't work out, or if something feels like it's not working out, or if you're getting like an intuitive knowing that something may be coming to an end in some way in your life, it's time to look for where that new beginning is in some way, in some part of your mind. It's not to overreach it. It's not to chase it, obsessively right now. But it's time to just allow the light bulb to go on in your mind. I'm really drawn to that bright yellow. And it's like, allow your mind to be open to possibilities. Totally relates to Mercury trine Jupiter this week, where don't close your mind down to what is possible for your life, and don't be set on, very specific outcomes only, because oftentimes the universe has a better plan for us that we just can't see. But it's saying, open your mind. If something hasn't been working out for you, or if you feel like something, down the track is going to end, then open your mind to looking into other opportunities for yourself and be open about it, not sort of restrict yourself and say, I only want this outcome and that's all I'm going to accept. The universe can't really work with that as much as if you just be more open-minded about it. And this was the flipping card that just flipped itself out. Ooh, I like that one. Very Venus in Taurus. Treasure chest. So it says, an unforeseen windfall or new abundance comes to you now. What a great card. So a very hopeful message about new abundance coming in, and, it could be more money coming in. It could be, I'll just put that candle back. Could be more money coming in this week. There could be an unexpected bonus of money. It could be, I just saw in my mind someone finding a note on the ground. I don't know why I saw that, like a $10 note. Strange. That could be for someone out there. And, it's saying to you that there is more abundance coming, so don't fret about finances at this time. You might be just around the corner. There could be like, if you have your own business, a whole bunch of orders coming in, or a lot of positive feedback, from clients, or an unexpected, you get a bill and it's nowhere near as much as what you anticipated it being, the amount due, that type of thing, or some special gift or unexpected bonus or reward of some kind. So it's really, really positive. I love the cards for this week. So if you would like a personal reading from me, with me, just follow the links below to my online store, my Etsy store, where you can book from a variety of readings. And the current turnaround time is at least 12 business days, because I'm really, really busy with readings at the moment. Alright, so thank you everybody for watching, and I wish everyone a beautiful week. Alright then, talk to you next week. Bye.